Why are the 60 casinos, brick and mortar casinos, starting an online poker site?
Well, Alan, I think there's a lot of factors that are involved in this. One is Black Friday. If you don't know about Black Friday, it's when all the indictments came down to illegal offshore sites. And I think California, as casinos as well as consumers, are ready for something to be regulated. It's a wildly popular pastime, not only poker, as we see behind us, the world's largest poker room, but online as well. And so what better partners than California already existing regulated Indian tribal casinos and land-based card rooms to take ownership of this within California.
So you think there will be legalized, regulated online poker soon?
We're very bullish about it. I think when you talk about regulated poker, you look at two levels. One is the federal, which we don't think is good for our state, and two is the intra-state model, which is a standalone model that keeps the play within the state of California.
Now, under the existing federal law, there can be legalized online poker within the state of California. Is that what you're looking for?
That's what we're looking for, and that's what we believe can be absolutely 100% legal, pending discussions and further actions within Sacramento.
So how soon?
Well, we're looking at January to start back up. The president of the Senate, Darrell Steinberg, is initiating hearings. He's got it on a letter and on record to reinitiate this discussion back in Sacramento as soon as this January.
Okay, so if it goes back to the legislature in January 2012, how quickly could it possibly move through the legislature and reach the governor's desk for signature?
Well, we're hoping the sooner the better, but in terms of that's all going to depend on the rules and regulations, as well as how well bipartisanship can take fold in Sacramento. So,
do you have the backing for it? Do you have enough legislators on both sides of the aisle?
Well, we believe we've got some strong proponents of it up in Sacramento for it. So.
Okay,
yes.
Give me the reasons. Why would the legislature approve it? Well, I guess they're going to get some money out of this thing.
Yeah, this is definitely good for the state. We're looking at regulating it and taxing it, so there's revenue, not only up front, but in the future as well. There's also player protections. I mean, a lot of players, if you look at the latest stuff on the indictments on Black Friday with the illegal offshores being shut down, players are flat out losing money. There's been scams before where players are being cheated. Under this particular scheme, we're looking at a fully regulated for the players' protection. And that's a valid game, and that's making sure that you've got bricks and mortars like this one standing behind the whole operation. We're not going to be going anywhere. So players can feel safe about where they're putting their money and the fact that they're getting a fair game.
Do the brick and mortar casinos really want online gaming, or don't they just want to keep people coming inside the casinos?
Well, if you look at our organization, COPA, there's 60 land-based entities that are saying they're okay with regulated online poker. Absolutely. We don't feel like it's going to hurt our business. We look at this as something that the future is moving towards in terms of online poker. You look at some of the other business models of Blockbuster, Kodak. If they didn't react properly, look what happened to them.
All right, so you think the future is going to be online. Let me ask you, besides poker within the state, could there be other types of casino gambling online?
Well, we're strictly looking at this particular initiative as an online poker initiative solely. And that's what our group's most comfortable with. And if you look at it from a federal standpoint and what everyone else has been talking about, it's really starting with online poker.
Do the Indian casinos want to expand it eventually to have online slots and online roulette and online craps?
At this particular point, it's only online poker is what we're looking at.
So you're all agreed to that, huh?
Yeah, we're all on the same page, at least within COPA.
And what about going beyond California if there is federal legislation to expand it nationwide? Are you prepared for that? Is that part of your plan?
Well, we're looking at it closely, and what we've seen that's been out there in D.C. has been negative towards the state of California and more positive towards the Vegas and Nevada interests. So at this particular point, we're really pushing hard in terms of we feel this is what's best for the state. But if for some particular reason something happens federally, we're prepared in terms of a carve out and opting out of that federal legislation, and we're looking at those scenarios and how that would affect the state as well as us.
All right, because you mentioned the federal legislation that's pending out there. Indeed, Caesars Entertainment, Wynn are involved in probably some sort of online national initiative. So what happens if they're successful with those national efforts?
Well, if they're successful with those national efforts, then they're obviously going to be in the pole position. And that's what we're trying to tell tribes. We're trying to tell state-owned entities such as card rooms, not only within our particular state, but when we go nationwide and talk to other states. Their best interest is leveraging what they have and their expertise and their relationships within their own particular states. If they think they're going to go and compete with the likes of somebody else on a federal basis, I think that's a bit naive.
Okay, so you would leave the national program to Wynn and to Caesars, and you just want to concentrate on California.
Well, we don't think if the national program, number one, we're not for the national program. Number two, if the national program does get pushed through at a federal level, we believe there'll be an opt-out situation where the state of California can decide how do we want to participate. We think it's in California's interest with the deficit and the debt going on and what's best for California to keep things here within California. Being the 6th, 7th largest economy in the world, you can sort of translate that in terms of the online poker world or poker in general.
Okay, so the idea is that if there is federal legislation legalizing online poker nationwide, you're hoping that California will say, let the other 49 states have the federal plan. We want to stick with our own California intrastate plan because we'll do better.
We think that's best absolutely. We think it's best for the state to go that way and regulate it within the state. As far as liquidity, which is how many concurrent members or players you can have at one particular time, California is going to have absolutely no problem with that, and we feel strongly that it's in the best interest to keep those jobs and the revenue and the tax revenue here within the state of California.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.